The UFC is back and better than ever with this absolutely stacked card from top to bottom. I've been seeing a lot of complaints about, you know, this whole card. Bullshit. If you can't appreciate this card, you're a casual. Um, I mean, we're gonna get into it, but I mean, look at all these names. Jimmy Crute. You know how many people have been asking me about when the return of Jimmy Crute is happening? I mean, seriously. Jake Matthews, are you telling me you wouldn't pay $80 to watch Jake Matthews fight in his home country for the first time in 5, 6 years? I would. Um, Justin Taffa, who doesn't love big boys throwing heat? Um, yeah, I mean, if you can't appreciate this, you're a casual. um, Real quick, um, yeah, I'm just gonna tell you all my picks. I'm gonna put money on all of them, try to profit over time, and be a multimillionaire. First fight, and oh, my pick history. I'm pretty good right now. Last week I did 9-2, I think. Yeah, 9-2 with a couple underdogs. One in a row. I think I got better pick rate than a lot of these so-called gurus. But yeah, First fight, Hyunsung Park, Nyamjargal Tumendemberel. How is that for pronunciation, by the way? Honestly, this is for me. This is like one of the hardest fights to predict. Um, Nyamjargal Tumendemberel. Say that three times fast. Um, I was really high on him. I watched him in the Rodeo UFC, and I thought he was the dark horse, the next big thing. He won a fight by split, but I remember he looked pretty good. In his next fight, he murked this dude that was like also had a really good fight in Rodeo UFC, and he murked him, Peter Dinoso, who I believe will be in the UFC soon. He's very good as well. But yeah, Tumendemberel murked him. Then he got signed to the UFC, and I was really excited, looking forward to him. And I actually put a lot of money on him in his debut against Carlos Hernandez. This was not that long ago, also. It was the Peter Yan Figueredo card. I had a lot of money on him to win because I think they were like evens or he was a slight underdog, and he really disappointed me. It was a split. He could have won, but yeah, I he disappointed me. And that's kind of the reason why I'm going with Hyung Park. Park, he's has really nice boxing, very intelligent fighter, which I think Tumendemberel is not as an intelligent fighter. He's just very aggressive. Uh, he's a guy who goes forward the whole time, which I like. Um, I just watched Park's last fight against Shannon Ross, uh, where he looked good, but it is Shannon Ross. You have to remember. Um, but yeah, in that fight, he was a lot more aggressive than he usually is. I think that's because of Shannon Ross, and this is why it's really hard for me to pick this fight. Because I mean, if Park is going forward and Tumen Dembrel always goes forward, anything could happen. And I honestly think Tumen Dembrel maybe has a power advantage. He hurt Carlos Hernandez at the end of the fight, but he still lost. I Okay, to sum this up, I'm choosing Park to win by decision. I think he will out technique Tumendemberel. Maybe he might get hurt, but I think he's just like I said, he's a smarter fighter, and I think his shots, like his jab, his right, a little straighter, a little quicker. I think he'll just out technique Tumendemberel. But I this pick I'm not very confident in because I could see Tumendemberel maybe just catching him. Maybe he had UFC nerves. Um, I do think he's a good fighter and dangerous and aggressive, which I like. But yeah, I'm going with Park. He's a favorite as well. Let me check Fliff. Minus 250. Okay. Yeah. Next fight. Quillan Salkilld versus Anshul Jubli. Very, very cheap. £1 fish. 6, 4, 5 pound, 1 pound each. Sorry. Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend, Anshul Jubli, he's back. Now I see the odds. Is this right here? No. Where's the odds? Plus 385 for Anshul Jubli, 1 pound fish. Um, yeah. Listen, if you're losing what the fuck is his name? Bro, what the fuck is his name? The Barker. Mike Breeden. If you're losing to Mike Breeden, I'm not picking you. That it's as simple as that. Jubli does have skills. Finished Czechosargi. Um that yeah. And Salkilld, he's a contender series guy. Is it gonna show? I remember that it's not gonna show here, but I remember that fight. It was a good fight, competitive fight. He has good boxing. I just think he has the power advantage against Jubli. I think he's just a little more crisper on the feet. And Jubli lost to Mike Breeden. Even though he's looking good that fight, he kind of gassed and got knocked out by Mike Breeden. Let me say again. I mean, there's not much to say. I'm not picking you if you're losing Mike Breeden. That's just the whole thing. Next fight. Jonathan Micallef versus Kevin Jousset. Another contender series guy, and you're gonna kind of see a theme with this whole card. A lot of contender series guys. Um, he fought some guy from Niger. Careful now, Niger. Um, I think he submitted him with a triangle. It was a nice submission. It looked pretty good, but I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to kind of just. It's contender series. This is different from the UFC. And Jousset, he has had some fights now in the UFC, and we've learned that he's pretty solid. He's not a bad fighter. He did lose the Brown battle, beat Song Kanan and Kiefer Crosby's ass, so we don't count that. But I mean, he does have skills. Big guy, trains in Izzy's camp, but I guess maybe Izzy's camp is ass now because everyone's losing. But yeah, I can't really go with Micallef. Maybe I did if I did a deep dive in his career, I'm not gonna fucking do that though. Just Juice has more experience, um, and he's more proven. Micallef, he's a contender series guy. Don't know a lot about him. You have to go Juice. I don't maybe decision. I'd say, but Juice he has a finish only on the ground, and I think Micallef's like a good ground guy. So maybe I'll go a decision for Juice. What are the odds? Minus 275. Okay. Next fight. Rongzhu, Cody, Steele. I feel bad for Rongzhu. The UFC is fucking Shark Tank. He looked good against Taco Man. What the hell? What's his name? Chris Padilla. He was looking good, and then I thought his eye exploded, and I thought his career was over. He got an elbow to the eye, and they had to stop the fight. But I thought he was looking really good, and Chris Padilla is pretty good. So, and Rongzhu after his first stint in the UFC got cut, went through road to UFC and just dominated everyone, smoked everyone, and now he's back. Still a young guy, but they are giving him a fucking tough matchup. Cody Steele. I mean, I don't know exactly what his credentials are in the grappling, but I mean, he's big time. Again, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what he won, but I've heard stories. Um, yeah, he's a really good grappler, but he's actually kind of uses his hands more, which is I could see being a downfall at one point, but yeah, he's super aggressive. I saw in the contender series as well as his regional fights as well. He likes to knock people. I mean, let's go on topology. what are his? Where the fuck is it? Right here. 4 KOs, only one submission. Yeah, so he likes to use his hands. And I am gonna go Cody Steele. I think he has a power advantage, very aggressive, and he has that grappling as well. Rongzhu is good though, but I mean, I think this might be a little much. Cody Steele, I honestly think he is the real deal. He's good at everything. It's going to be interesting to see if he finishes Rongzhu though. Um, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he gases out. I don't know. But yeah, you have to go with Cody Steele, big time prospect. I'm excited to see how he looks. Oh, what are the odds? Minus 235. I'm surprised. I thought they'd be higher. You know what I mean? Bigger favorite for Steele, but I feel bad for Rongzhu. I hope he doesn't get cut after this. But yeah, I'm going Cody Steele. That's early prelims. Next fight. Oh, there's been a talk of the town on this fight. A lot of differing opinions. What is going on my fucking computer? Okay. Colby Thicknesse and Aleksandre Topuria. They don't even have their names on the UFC website. So we'll go on topology. Fuck it, we'll go on Topuria. As we all know, Ilya Topuria's brother, finally making his long awaited debut. And I've seen a lot of opinions on this guy. That he's a can crusher. Uh, as we can see here, 0-3, 1-1, lost to a 0-0 guy in 2015, 10 years ago. Comes back in 2021, 7-18-1, 1-9, 3-1. Now he's in the UFC. Yes, I know the guys he's fought are ass. That's probably about 80% of the UFC roster coming up. They fight guys who are ass. That's just how it is. You can't really judge a guy because okay, sure. Okay, let's look. Okay, sure. If he's fighting crazy stiff competition, like if you find LFA a lot, a good example of this is what's his name? Fuck, what is his name? Mexican guy, the guy who flipped Jack Jenkins and broke his arm. Chepe Mariscal. His record is kind of iffy, but if you look at it, all the losses are like UFC vets and LFA, and now he's like 4-0, 5-0. That's a good example, but a lot of guys, they don't fight the best competition. They just fight who they're given. You have to remember Topuria is from Spain, and Spain does not have a good MMA scene. So the local guys are going to be ass. Um, I mean, let's look at Colby Thicknesse's opponents as well. 5-3, 4-2, 3-3, 7-3 is pretty good. 4-5. I mean, that's not amazing either. It's better, but it's not. That's usually how it is. You're not gonna be fighting 7-0 guys or even like 10-2 guys. No, that's not really what happens. And for that reason, well, not just that reason, I am giving Topuria. What's the word? Favoritism because he trains with Ilya. He's gonna be if he trains with him every day, you're gonna be pretty good. That's how it works. I know Colby trains in Volk's gym. Um, so I think he's a training partner of Volk. It is short notice for him. I don't think that much of short notice, but still short notice. And I have seen both of these guys clips of their little bit of their fights. I saw Topuria's last fight, I believe. He looks good. Like good wrestling, just good footwork. I think he's a little bit different than his brother. I think he likes to use the right hand a lot more, not as much as the 4 or 5 pit punch combo. But he has a strong right hand. And I watched Colby Thicknesse. He's just one of those guys, not really a lot of power, but he's very well rounded, but not the best finishing potential. Good ground game, though. I have to give him that. But I'm going with Topuria. Just think training with Ilya, I think he has more finishing potential on the ground and on the feet as well. I think he's aggressive as well. I think he'd be able to just back up Colby. And Colby is on short notice, which is not going to help. I think Topuria is bigger as well. Colby's a pretty frail guy. So yeah, I'm going with Topuria. Oh, odds as well. Let's see, minus 550. Now that's a big. Like I would not bet on him because both of these guys are pretty unknown. But I'm just going off of who I think's going to win, not the best bets. I think Topuria is going to win. But that is kind of a crazy. Those are kind of crazy odds. Next fight, Wang Cong, Bruna, Brasil. Speaking of crazy odds, Wang Cong right there, minus 455. On Flip, she's minus 550, actually. So, show, I guess, but interesting. Wang Kong, you could say, I guess, got fraud checked, got KO'd, TKO'd, or no, she actually got submitted after getting dropped by a head kick against Gabriel Fernandez. And now she's fighting arguably better competition in Bruna, Brazil. And Brazil's been kind of on a, I guess, resurgence. Can I click on her? Oh my god. Yeah, beat Molly McCann. Wait, can you even call that a career resurgence? Knocked out by Gomez. Beat Shanna Bannon, who's pretty ass. Lost to Luka Boom, who's decent. Looked really good against Molly McCann. To be fair to her, think maybe the fighting nerds helped her out a lot there. However, in women's MMA, I like to pick the girl who has more finishing potential, and that is Wang Kong. And even though she lost her last fight, she was looking really good the whole fight. Really fast, just really good technique on the feet, really aggressive. I like that. Bruna Brazil does not have any finishing potential. Um, Maybe a kick. She won her contender series fight with a kick against a midget. Hurt Molly McCann with a body kick as well, I remember. But I just think Wang Kong is actually she. I think she is the real deal. She did lose. I think that was not even like her gassing out. I think she just lost focus, got too complacent because she was dominating the whole fight. Got caught with a head kick. Sometimes that happens. Islam got caught as well. So I'm going Wang Kong. I think the odds are pretty high because Bruno Brazil's not bad, but I just think Wang Kong way more freezer potential, and yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Next fight. Oops. Tom Nolan, Viacheslav Borshchev. This is a tricky one. I am kind of surprised Borshchev is the favorite, but I'm going with Borshchev, and here I'll tell you why. I do not trust Tom Nolan. We know Borshchev's level. Got dropped by Chase Hooper, got murked by him. Now I guess that's not a terrible look, but we'll go back to Tom Nolan. I have a bone to pick with Tom Nolan. First of all, it says he's 6'3". He's not shorter, but still a really big guy. Murked the autistic guy who fought last card. What is his name? The guy who beat Bogdan Grad. Murked him in a contender series. Crazy KO. Comes in the UFC. Gets KO'd by Nicholas Mota on his debut. Not a great look. Nicholas Mota was known as being ass. I guess he kind of improved now. But still, Nicholas Mota's not that good. That's KO'd by him. Then fights Victor the Brick Martinez. And now Nolan did win with a very nice. He was like a knee to the body and TKO'd him on the ground. He got hurt in that fight. I remember, got wobbled. And Victor the Brick Martinez, if you don't know him, he's like a 5'8" fat, typical just like Mexican dude you'd see here, Southern California firefighter. He literally is a firefighter. He said like he wasn't even training. He was just being a firefighter. Has a fight. Oh shit. Okay. He's like 5'8". That brings nothing to the table. This is a guy who got finished by Jordan Levitt, the Monkey King, by the bisexual god himself, by the Torque Master. You know what I'm talking about. Jordan Levitt. He got TKO'd by Jordan Levitt. I think that's like his only KO win. And this guy had rocked Tom Nolan with a huge height disadvantage and reach disadvantage. I don't like that. Tom Nolan comes back, fights Alex Reyes, who hasn't won since like 2017, I think, maybe even before that. And it was honestly kind of competitive fight as well. Goes a decision. He's fought not the best competition, and now he's fighting Viacheslav Borshchev, who is so good on the feet. I know he got dropped by Chase Hooper, but I think with no threat of the takedown, Borshchev will and just have his hands up more, I guess. It's going to be a pure striking battle. The only thing is, Tom Nolan is dangerous. He could catch Borshchev, don't get me wrong. Bro, am I recording right now? Okay, I am. Fuck me. Okay. Where was I? Yes, Tom Nolan could catch him. He's dangerous. He's long, powerful. Yes, but I'm going Borshchev. Think more technical, very good striker. Um, and I don't trust Tom Nolan's chin getting KO'd by Nicholas Mota, getting wobbled by Victor Martinez. I don't trust that. So I have to go Borshchev. I wonder if it's going to be KO. Interesting. I'm not going to comment, but I'm going to go Borshchev. Fuck it, we're going decision Borshchev. Is this the headline, the prelims? Okay, bet. Jack Jenkins, Gabriel Santos. I am surprised Jenkins is the underdog. Plus 190 here. I thought I was a genius picking Gabriel Santos, but I guess a lot of other people are geniuses like me. Like you guys watching. You guys are geniuses as well. Um, First off, Gabriel Santos, I'm probably his biggest fan. He's 1-2 in the UFC, but I don't think his skill level represents that. Came in on short notice and lost to Lerone Murphy, and I stand by this to this day. That was a fucking robbery, and that's why I am Lerone Murphy's number one hater. I think he's so overrated. I think he actually got knocked out by Edson Barboza, but we're not going to talk about that with the upkick. But we're not talking about that. Gabriel Santos, and I think Lerone Murphy lost Danige as well. But no, let's scrap that. Gabriel Santos, in my opinion, beats Lerone Murphy on short notice, but he loses. Next fight, David Onama is looking good and gets caught and knocked out and gets the B-Tech Izzy celebration over him. David Onama is not bad though. He is good. He's a good guy, good fighter. Now he's 0-2, fights Yiza, and looks so good. I love this guy. I love his fighting style. Jack Jenkins is a very good prospect as well, but I'll tell you why I'm picking Gabriel Santos. Again, it's going towards finishing potential, more so in the hands. I don't think Jenkins' his boxing is good, but I think Santos is a lot more powerful with his hands. Not the leg kicks, however. Jenkins, he's like notorious for breaking people's legs. I think he's broken like 3 guys' legs with leg kicks. But another thing as well, Jenkins lost to Chepe Mariscal. You could say, oh, that was lucky, whatever. Still lost. Got like judo throwed and broke his arm. Still a loss. Jamal Emmers, his fight with Jamal Emmers. That was a robbery. He should have lost that. Went to decision. Didn't look that impressive. I mean, let's see his full time record. TKO's Herbert Burns, and that's on short notice for Burns. Not really counting that. It's Herbert Burns. Who's the Chepe Mariscal, who's not bad. Should have lost to Jamal Emmers. Okay, as a split. Beats Don Shanis, who is or not. I'm not even gonna say his name. That I'm not counting that. I'm not gonna count that. I think Jenkins is a little overhyped, and I think Santos is a lot more dynamic. Got that shoot the box style, Charles Oliveira style. The only problem I could see maybe him getting a little too reckless getting caught, like against Onama, or maybe the leg kicks bothering him a lot. I could see that, but I'm going to go with Santos. I just think he's more dynamic. He's aggressive, good cardio, good. He's good everywhere. I think he's. I think he's a good fighter. So yeah, I'm going with Santos by decision. But I think I could see this being fight of the night. Honestly. Now we're at the main card. And what a main card. What a way to start off the main card. Well spent, well earned $80 on Jake Matthews and Francisco Prado. This one is this one's iffy to predict as well. Prado is coming. He's going up. He was lightweight. Now he's welterweight. I don't know what to think of this guy. He's tough, exciting fighter. Lost to Jamie Malarkey on his debut. Now we know Malarkey's kind of ass. KO'd Izaitar, Ottoman Izaitar. Where's the Abu? Who cares? I remember that. Yeah. But who hasn't KO'd Izaitar? Lost to Zell Huber in a fight of the night where he just got outreached. I am picking Jake Matthews, but I'm trying to think of a reason why. I'm trying to explain my reasoning here. I just feel sometimes Jake Matthews is really good and sometimes he's ass. He murked Andre Fialho, and we thought he's next best thing, but then he's losing. What is his name? Matthew Semmelsberger, who just got cut yesterday. Rest in peace. But yeah, I mean, let's. He's just like an on and off fighter. It's hard to predict him. Beats Flowers, close fight with Morales, beats Phil Rowe. Trying to think, why am I choosing Matthews? He's fighting in his home country for the first time in a while, for the first time in a long time. Um, Fuck, bro. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm going with Matthews only, pretty much only because he's at his hometown, and I think he will be locked in. Prado, does he have good finishing potential? Yeah, he does. Powerful guy. Um, I don't think Matthews has been KO'd though. Let's check that. This will cement my pick. Jake Matthews, 5K, no, 1 KO loss. He's more of a getting submitted. Okay, got ground and pounded by Kevin Lee in 2016. Okay, but he did get dropped a lot by Semmelsberger and lost. I'm going to Jake Matthews. Maybe Prado will be too small for welterweight. No, he won't. But I have no good reasoning. I just feel like Jake Matthews is going to win. There. I don't know. Next fight. I have good reasoning here now. Jimmy Crute, Rodolfo Bellato. Now this whole week I've been picking Bellato to win. Um, Jimmy Crute has been on a really bad streak. Lost to Alonzo Manifield, and then retired. Pretty much gave up. You could kind of tell his mind was not there. Um, yeah, that's not a good look, and that's kind of why I'm like, this guy's retiring at 26 years old. Pretty much gave up, and now he's coming back against a dangerous guy. I don't like that. I don't like where his mindset's going to be. So that's why I was choosing Bellato. However, I literally just saw an article of Jimmy Crute talking about that, how he just needed to get his mind right. Now he's in his home country. I'm I'm picking Jimmy Crute as an underdog. Another thing I remembered is Bellato in his UFC debut against Ihor Potieria, and he was getting murked the whole fight. Got wobbled, dropped, got his face beat up, and this is Ihor Potieria at light heavyweight. So Ihor is very small for that division. Bellato was a lot bigger, and he was getting kind of murked by him. Eventually, Potieria gassed out because Bellato has a pretty good chin. He gassed out trying to finish him. Eventually, Bellato TKOs him on the ground. That is not a great look. Now, I know this is a risky pick, but I'm going to bank on the fact that Jimmy Crute, his mindset is where it has to be. He's been gone for a while, and I think that can help. Um, Maybe he's missed a game, missed training, and he came back. And although he has been on a bad streak, he does have talent. Now I know he looks a little funny, walks funny, got the funny haircut and all that. He does have skill though. We can see here he was on a really good, you know, KO streak. Subbed Craig. He KO'd Alvi, lost to Serkinov, Felix Zaychuk, KO'd Witkauskas. Okay, not the best competition now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, I'm honestly gonna go Jimmy Crute by KO. I don't like how Bellato was getting murked by Poteria. I don't like that. He got KO'd by Vitor Petrino in the Contender Series, which is not bad, I guess, but I'm gonna I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna bank on the fact that Crute is back. His mindset's there, and that he's gonna KO Rodolfo Bellato. Oh, next fight. This is a good one. Not really. Bro, what is going on? Justin Tafa, Tyson Teixeira. The odds don't show there, but on Fliff, Justin Tafa is a plus 105. Hammer that. Hammer that, please. Literally might make a separate video just on this fight to get your money up. The last time I did that, I fucking was wrong. But no, this one, I don't know why Teixeira is a favorite. Watch his Contender Series fight. He fought. First of all, Teixeira's like 6'7", yes, really big guy. He fought a guy. He's like 6'1". I think he weighed in at 218 pounds. I think there was like a 45-pound difference. And this dude, bro, oh my god, what is that Pokemon called? He had the weirdest build. Oh my god, what is his name? He's like that purple frog, bro. What was his name? Yes, this guy. Dude. He was built like this dude. He had like his arms went to his knees. He had like a pot belly. He had a crazy build. And he didn't have much skill, but dude, he was hitting Teixeira. The fight lasted like 2 minutes maybe, but Teixeira was getting clipped. I think he actually got wobbled as well, slightly wobbled. He was getting hit a lot by this dude. Um, the reason he didn't get KO'd is because I think that guy was the guy he was fighting, the Frocraw guy. He's not that good, not the best power because he's so small for the division. He's like 218 pounds. Um, but he was getting clipped a lot. And if I also watched one of his other LFA fights, Teixeira, he again, even though he's a long guy, he doesn't use the range that well. At he does use it well, but he also doesn't. And he got hit a lot by another guy again, another bum, and he was getting hit a little too much for my liking. And against Justin Tafa, you can't do that. Also, we know Tafa is ass on the ground. Teixeira, I don't think he's going to take him down. I also think Teixeira's power is a little overrated because when he KO'd that guy on the contender series, the Frocraw guy, straight right on the chin, yes, that's going to KO anyone, especially a small guy in the division. But I didn't even KO him. He fell, woke back up. Teixeira goes for a big follow up shot. He hits him clean, and he didn't even get knocked out. Um, he like put his hands. I don't know. I just feel like Teixeira's power is he's not as powerful as it might seem, and I think Tafa is gonna knock him out. I think Teixeira gets hit way too much. Just watch the contender series fight. It's like 2, 3 minutes. You'll know what I'm talking about. He gets hit way too much, so that's why I'm going Tafa by KO. Wow, the co-main I just saw on here, Zhang Weili plus 102. On Flip, I thought it was even. Yeah, pretty much even. Minus 105 for Zhang Weili. Um, yeah, this one I can definitely hear you out for picking Zhang Weili, but I just feel like Tatiana is kind of like the uncrowned champ, 10-0 or 11-0. Awesome wrestler. You don't see a lot of that in women's division. Very good submissions. Um, I I don't know. I just think Tatiana's like the real deal. John Weili, one of the best of all time in women's, but I don't know. I just remember her getting taken down by Rose and controlled. Um, I also think Tatiana has more finisher potential on the ground. I just I don't have that much analysis for this one. I just think Tatiana Suarez, she's 11-0. She's beaten three former champs, sub Jessica Andrade, subbed Alexa Grasso, TKO'd Carlos Esparza. Yes, this is a while ago, before Grasso was champ, but that's still impressive. I mean, she's finishing all these girls except their debut fight and Nina, but that's for women's. That's very good. A lot of finishes on the ground. I mean, I'm thinking like maybe Zhang maybe could stuff a takedown and maybe Tatiana gets tired and Weili like can TKO her, but I kind of feel like that happens more in the men's division because men are more powerful, they have more pop in their shot. So I think maybe Zhang Weili won't be able to hurt her as much on the feet in that sort of sense. I just think Tatiana will just eventually take her down. I'm gonna go with decision 49-46. 48-47. I can see a close fight, but yeah, I'm going with Tatiana. I think the wrestling game is too strong. Zhang Weili was getting taken out by Rose. And I think Suarez is uncrowned champ. Main event. Du Plessis, Sean Strickland. Honestly, I was about to say I think this is a easy one to predict, but I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to do Plessis, and I think it's going to be a carbon copy of their first fight, close fight. I mean, I'm aware of how Sean Strickland. We all know what Sean Strickland's going to do. We all know what his fights are going to look like. All his fights are close. Went to a split with Paulo Costa. I know it should have been a split, but still. I mean, let's go look at his record right here to help me out. Split with Paulo Costa. The split with Du Plessis. Merc Adesanya, yes. But the split with Cannonier. Damn, split with Hermanson. I remember that. I don't know. Sean Strickland. He's the kind of guy. He's not really going to switch anything up. He fights the exact same, and I think Du Plessis is a little more dynamic. He might get that extra takedown, which will win him a round. That's kind of what happened in the first fight. I think he's more powerful. I think he is a little more aggressive, so he'll go forward a bit more. And typically in these sorts of fights, this is what happened against Strickland and Cannonier. People said that was a robbery, but it was pretty much the same thing was going on, but Cannonier's strikes were a little more powerful. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen now. I also think Strickland it's good for if you fought him one time, you know his style, and he's not going to change anything up, so you can prepare for that better. I think Du Plessis is even getting better, even though this was a good line by Strickland that Adesanya was winning the striking battle against Du Plessis, and Strickland dominated him on the feet. But I do think that was kind of an off day for Adesanya against Strickland. I don't think that would happen again. But yeah, I just think Du Plessis is a little more dynamic. But I think it's going to be like the same exact things going to happen, just like a close fight. Strickland's going to hit him with some good jabs. I mean, yeah, watch the first fight. It's going to be the same shit in the second fight. And that's, even though in my opinion, I actually thought Strickland won barely in the first fight. But when I say barely, I mean like you literally, like you can't say it was a robbery. Like any guy could have won. It was like the same shit was going on, so it was hard to choose who you thought won. I just think, like I've been saying, Du Plessis, he's more dynamic. Um, and I think his confidence and his skills are getting better. And I think Strickland is going to do the same shit, and Du Plessis is going to just figure him out, I guess. But yeah, I'm going Du Plessis by decision. How many underdogs did I pick? I think two. Two, yeah, two underdogs. I'm hoping to retain or keep my streak going on these picks. But yeah, maybe I'll make a whole video to help you guys out get some money on this heavyweight fight because Justin Taffa is a lock, I promise you. But yeah, till the next video.